Today we're working on a 1969 Oldsmobile 442. This has a 400 cubic inch Oldsmobile big block. This is the correct engine for this car. Came with it, numbers matching. When it got here, had no low end at all. Car couldn't do a burnout. Literally wouldn't fall out of a tree, which is very odd because these cars are known for making low end torque. So after some research and looking over everything, the owner put a tall set of tires on it. It had 308 gears, and we found out that the stock torque converter was bad.
Trying to do it without tearing it up. You don't want a lot of heat in the intake like the stock one has. So we took a heavy cast iron intake off that had a heat crossover in it, and what that is to help warm up the car and get the carburetor warmed up quick so it has decent drivability when it's cold. But performance wise, no, you don't want any of that. So we plugged it off with these special plugs.
That big old cam.
Because it's gonna see how it's gonna cover it. But it needs it wants the way they made this though. It needs to go in there, and then this will end up being this part here be flush with that.
I feel like it's gonna go in like a wedge almost.
Right, it is gonna be like a wedge, and I'm gonna hammer it in, and it's not gonna come back out.
Had to make them fit properly, which took some time. Got those in there, and then we put out the aluminum intake and do carbon and all that. It's all well worth it, and that actually lets you put a little bit more time in it.
These are what's known as the factory C casting heads, which are like the most desirable heads you can possibly get for a big block Oldsmobile. Reason being, you can see the ports on these heads are huge, you can't even find these things, and if you do, people want an arm and a leg for them.
One of the best things to do on these older cars is to upgrade the ignition system, and one of the nicest ways to do it is to go with the MSD Ready Run setup, because it gives you the ability to change the ignition curve to what the car really needs, and you can't do that with a stock distributor. So when you've got that capability, you can tune it really, really well. And since we changed the intake, changed the carburetor, put headers on it and all that, it needed a whole different curve in it. And so that's what we did. So we know what the springs do, we know what the bushing does, and then we set it. And that's where all the power comes from. And a lot of people make that mistake on these cars. They'll throw a couple of high performance parts on them. The combination doesn't work together, and it doesn't even run as good as it did originally.
Right.
And that's what happened. So that distributor alone gives us a lot of capability to bring all that back. It's like two different cars.
Right.
From when they brought it in. Like, you would not know if you had your eyes closed and you're sitting in that seat and you drove and you took a ride in it, you would not believe it's the same car at all. It's that much difference in power.